The Polish government has accused the European Commission of a politically motivated attack after it triggered a process that could see the country stripped of voting rights in Brussels, over legal changes that the bloc claims threaten the independence of the country's judiciary. In a highly symbolic moment, Poland's fellow 27 member states were advised by the Commission on Wednesday that the legislative program of Poland's government was putting at risk fundamental values expected of a democratic state by allowing political interference in its courts. Within a period of 2 years, a significant number of laws have been adopted, 13 in total, which put in serious risk the independence of the judiciary and the separation of powers, the Vice President of the Commission, Franz Timmermans, told reporters in Brussels. Judicial reforms in Poland mean that the country's judiciary is now under the political control of the ruling majority. In the absence of judicial independence, serious questions are raised about the effective application of EU law. Timmermans, a former Dutch diplomat, added, "We are doing this for Poland, for Polish citizens." Poland's new Prime Minister, Mateusz Morawiecki, responded on Twitter, "Poland is as devoted to the rule of law as the rest of the EU." The Polish Foreign Ministry said in a statement, Poland deplores the European Commission's launch of the procedure, which is essentially political, not legal. Hours later, the Polish President, Andrzej Duda, gave a televised address to announce he had signed into law the 2 bills overhauling the judiciary. The row represents the greatest crisis in the EU since Britain's decision to leave the EU last year, with the Polish government showing little inclination to back down. The issuing of a formal warning to Poland has been recommended to the member states under the first clause of an, until now, unused Article 7 procedure, which is regarded as a nuclear option in EU affairs. "It is with a heavy heart that we have decided to initiate Article 7.1, Timmermans said. But the facts leave us with no choice. At least 22 of the 28 member states will now need to vote in favor of the Commission's proposal for a formal warning, but Brussels is confident it has the numbers it needs. The most serious sanction possible under Article 7 would be to suspend the member state of its voting rights in EU institutions, and potentially EU financial transfers to the bloc's largest beneficiary, but it would require unanimity among the member states in a subsequent vote. Hungary's right-wing government has insisted it would never support such a move. In response to the decision, Zsolt Szemjon, Hungary's deputy prime minister, immediately described the move as unprecedented and astounding and reiterated the declared intention of the prime minister, Viktor Orbán, to block any sanctions. "The decision seriously damages Poland's sovereignty," Szemjon said. "It is unacceptable that Brussels is putting pressure on sovereign member states and arbitrarily punishing democratically elected governments." Timmermans said that although there has been no dialogue with the Polish government this year on the issue, the EU was open to talks on the current standoff.